Hello, this is the trade site Forex market preview and international economic data roadmap for the week beginning Sunday, the 22nd of November, 2015, ending Friday the 27th. And of course, this is Thanksgiving week, so it's a short week. Banks and everything closed on Thursday. We'll have no calls Wednesday night. Then that means that messes up the levels for Friday, but we'll see what we got. Maybe make some basic calls, do some half-size trading going into Friday, as sometimes the market does move the day after Thanksgiving. And then we set up for basically the last month of the year. Here's a look at the dollar index daily chart. Real nice base forming here over the last 9 months now, 10 months or so. It's kind of a long cup and everything. It'd be great for a breakout if we can get there. Interesting setup for sure. So break new highs on the dollar index should lead to a pretty good move. If you look at the euro dollar daily chart, pretty much the inverse story, inverted cup. And if it breaks down, look out. Now we are already at this point 10 and now 11 bars. There's the 11th bar today towards the Seeker 13 exhaustion signal, which could give us a bounce. But then, we could still come back and break the space. Maybe it becomes a cup and handle formation, breaks in a month or so. Either way, there's some good construction on the dollar index and the euro dollar. Pound's a little less interesting, stuck mid-range for the last 10 months, no counts in play. The only static trend line in play is there's a red one below and a green one above, but the red one run out of use a while back for us. So basically, I don't see a lot here. Obviously, if the dollar breaks out, the pound heads lower most likely. Here's the Aussie, not doing much at all at 13 buys. There's your secret exhaustion signal in the back there at the end of September. That's held us in place so far. So those 13s can be important, obviously. Here's the pound yen. Really nothing here at all to talk about. Euro yen, same thing. Just really, really, really slow. All right, let's look at the intra-week action. This is the euro dollar. High to low for the week is only 140 pips. This was out of the blue, one of the slowest weeks we have seen in a long time. It was really kind of disappointing. We did one day where we didn't even make any calls, a couple nights with small losers, and a night with a 50 pip winner, and really not much else you can do when the whole range for the week is 140 pips on the euro. And here's a look at the pound, which did extend itself a little more on Thursday, but still only 165, 70 pips for the whole week here on the pound. So neither one of them was trading. I have to think this has got something to do with everything slowing down after the Paris attacks last week. Feels like everybody's sort of waiting to see what's going on, because this was definitely out of blue. The market was not this slow coming into all this. So, all right, let's take a look at the economic data for the week ahead. And again, remembering Thursday and Friday are basically off here in the U.S. So Sunday night, we've got visitor arrivals out of New Zealand. Japan's on a bank holiday on Monday. French, German, and broad European flash manufacturing and services PMI data at various times going into Monday morning. The Eurogroup meetings continue. Flash manufacturing PMI out of the U.S., existing home sales out of the U.S., Fed announcement on Monday. I'm not sure what that is, to be honest, because there shouldn't be any Fed meeting, so I'm going to put a pin in that one. All right, there you go. Random schedules, random statements. It'll be interesting to see if something comes out of that. It doesn't say what time either. Flash manufacturing PMI out of Japan on Monday night. Going into Tuesday, we've got German GDP, employment level out of Switzerland. We've got CB realized sales out of the UK. US has our preliminary GDP. Now, this is the second look at GDP for the third quarter, so this is not as important as the first, the advanced look that we got last month. This doesn't tend to spike the market that much unless there's a real surprise. We've got the S&P HPI index at 9 a.m. on Tuesday. We've got the consumer confidence number at 10, along with the Richmond Manufacturing Index. Then we go to Japan's monetary policy meeting minutes of their last Bank of Japan meeting and their SPPI at 6:50 on Tuesday evening Eastern Time. Construction work done out of Australia. Going into Wednesday, UBS consumption indicator, Italian retail sales, German 10-year bond auction, autumn forecast statement out of the UK. That's another new one for me. US does a data dump. We've got durable goods. We've got the weekly unemployment claims. That's a day early because of the holiday. PCE price index, personal income, personal spending, our housing price index at 9 a.m., flash services PMI at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time, new home sales and revised Michigan sentiment at 10 a.m. or whenever the kids get up 30 minutes into the market, crude oil inventories, and then natty gas at noon. It's a lot of stuff packed into Wednesday because it's basically the end of the week. Trade balance out of New Zealand that night, private capital expenditures out of Australia, Again, Thursday, money supply out of Europe and private loans. U.S. goes on the bank holiday for Thanksgiving. Stocks and banks closed. Household spending out of Japan, along with their national and Tokyo CPI numbers and their employment rate, all done at 6:30 p.m. on Thanksgiving here in the U.S. Consumer confidence out of the UK, and then we go into Friday, Europe, German import prices, nationwide HPI out of the UK, French consumer spending, Spanish flash CPI, second look at GDP for the UK for the third quarter, Italian 10-year bond auction, and then Canada releases at 8:30 a.m. on Friday, the RMPI by IPPI. Remember, Friday's not a bank holiday, but because it's wedged between the holiday on Thursday and the weekend, not much happens typically. And plus, if there's no action on Thursday, that's going to make our levels really bunch for Friday, so it makes it hard to make calls. We will try to do something simple for you, though. Charts, as usual, brought to you by eSignal. This week, I would say I'm predicting not a very exciting week. It was sometimes it is exciting early on because you only have 3 days to get things done, and then you got the holiday. But with what we saw this last week, I have a hard time suggesting that that's what's coming. So I think it might be a very light week here in the first 3 days, and then probably take the back 2 off. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving. Enjoy your holiday and your time with your family. If you have not taken a trial of our services, feel free to do so. And if you do find these videos useful, please like them on YouTube. It does help us out. Have a great trading week.